I can remember walking down the street one time and I got pulled over. The cop stopped me and he said, "Kim, we need to know who your next of kin is, because it's just a matter of time before we find your body in a dumpster or something, and we're going to need to identify you."
I'm Robin Wilhoit. For 20 years in Knoxville, Hand Up for Women has been touching lives, impacting lives. There are dozens and dozens of examples, but one in particular. Her name is Kim Davis. Here's her story.
I grew up with a good family, Christian-based, went to church, did vacation Bible school, all the normal childhood stuff, just growing up with a loving, caring family.
But then life took a turn.
Life did take a turn. I started hanging around the wrong type of people, and that'll get you in trouble every time. Eventually, my mom realized that I was hanging around the wrong people, so they came and got my son and moved him in with them. After that, my life went in a total downhill spiral. It wasn't long after a $1,000 a day crack habit put me with no home, no nothing. At that point, I was, I had lost my home. I was losing my family. And things were just terrible.
Did you at that point want to change your life, or were you still in the throes?
I think I did, but I wasn't serious. I wasn't done. That's when they put me on a Greyhound to come to Knoxville. They had found a faith-based program, and I thought, hey, God's going to take care of me, I'm going to make it. Well, that was the good idea until you get a $4,000 income tax check in the mail. When you're in rehab and early in recovery, that doesn't mix. So I was right back on the streets again.
Your life changed, though.
Yes, it did. I came to Knoxville to go to a Christ-based program. So I called them and they took me back. At that time, that was in 2010. And that group introduced me to a Hand Up for Women. You're sort of thinking, am I ready for this? Is this really going to happen? Am I really going to get this? Can these people really help me? These people said, well, we'll be there for you. We're gonna pray with you, and we can do this. We're gonna teach you how the life skills that you need and the things that you need to turn your life around. Well, I thought they were crazy at first. I'm like, that's never gonna happen. But I was shocked. I was really shocked. I mean, they loved me. They held out their arms and hugged me and embraced me when my family couldn't. When we found out my dad had cancer, I was a wreck. And they held me and they prayed with me. And they walked along beside me and held my hand. And eventually I had to leave the program because I had to go home and be with my dad. But the good thing is, my dad got to enjoy his daughter clean and sober for at least 2 years before he passed. I promised Eva that I would finish the program. I didn't want to be a quitter anymore. I didn't want to run and hide from things anymore. She sent me this huge thing of books and papers and lessons, and needless to say, I took it and ran with it.
And you held true to that promise.
Yes, I did. I started the program in 2010, and then I had to go home and everything, and I got to graduate. got to come back and graduate. I found out that there was a position that had opened at the house, which is the Duncan house, for a house manager. Well, God's like, hey, this little voice over here, you need to do this. And I thought, well, okay, God, I hear you. So I come back and I cried Eva, and I said, if you will give it to me, I would like to have the house manager's position at a Hand Up for Women. I said, I've been where these ladies are. I know their pain, and I want to help.
What does your story provide for them?
Hope that it does work. If you lean on God and your support system and the people from Hand Up for Women that love you and will teach you and guide you in the right direction, that it works. Because I shouldn't be alive. There's no way, from the guns pulled to my head, to the beatings, to in and out of jail, the areas that I had to live, the conditions, the starving. I shouldn't be here today, but I am, because God had plans for me, and I truly believe that He let me live to help others.